Okay, so for those that may be wondering how I plan, like, how is this oil cooler gonna work back here? Well, boy, are you in luck, because basically my plan here is, so we got this. This is just some like ducting from like for your dryer. I know, but it should work. Eventually, I will upgrade to like the ducting that they use for brakes, but this will do. It's literally just gotta duct the air. So yeah, it's going to sit in here. So it's gonna get some air from my quarter panel. So it'll come through here, and it'll be forced down into here, and then it's gonna come out right down there. I'm pretty much just gonna have it do a 90 right into it. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm gonna fiberglass up a shroud that will bolt to the back side of this oil cooler. And I'm pretty much just gonna use up some cardboard and make up like the shape, and then I will put some of my like ducting tape over this, and then we should just be able to put it over this and then hope for the best that it'll release. If it doesn't, oh well, it's literally just to duct air. So it doesn't have to look pretty, it just has to function. I plan to make it reasonably pretty, but it'll be fine. But yeah, so basically we're gonna go ahead, and I need to stop saying basically, it's annoying myself, sorry about that. Yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna start making up the template for this, so that way we can just get it made. We're gonna make it. Let's make it happen. Okay guys, so here it is. So I pretty much just made it out of cardboard, and then I covered it with this. This is like HVAC ducting tape. You put it around like all the seals when you do ducting in a house. This stuff works really well for like making like fiberglass parts when you want to pull it off. At least I think so. Sometimes it'll stick, you know, but it's better than like all the cardboard sticking like when I first did this first time. So basically how this is going to work is this guy goes, let me try and do this one-handed. So this guy is basically going to sit on there like so. And then obviously this space right here is where that duct is gonna go. We'll put a mouth on here, and then it'll pretty much, I wanna make it kind of like, so you can put a coupler on it. So yeah, and then like this guy. So this side goes to the ones to like the opposite side. Yeah, I mean, it should work pretty good. And then I'm gonna make like all this flat as edges, and then we'll figure out the mounting from there. Pretty much just getting the shape, and then we'll add in the mounting and all that other stuff later. But for now, we're just kind of getting the generalized shape pulled, and then we can add on all the stuff later. But yeah, so let's just, pretty much I'm gonna go try and put a layer down on this. So let's do that. Okay, so I actually modified it. So this is what it looks like from the back side, and this is what it's gonna look like from the front. So you'll see pretty much, where's the line? So there's like a line right here. That's what you're gonna see. So what's cropped right now in the photo or the video, you know, this is what you're gonna see. So that should be pretty cool. I think it's better. I did like the box, and I was like, eh. Plus it's kind of cramped over here, so this should look a lot better. So, and of course I ran out. But luckily, I think I have enough. So we're just gonna go ahead and go do this now, like I said I was gonna do in the last clip. So let's do it. Okay, so here we are. I pretty much went ahead, covered up the majority of it. There's pretty much like 2 layers on there. I put down a wet layer, and then I put down a second layer to absorb up everything. Then I was just kind of tearing it because I guess that's a thing that I need to work on. A fiberglass buddy let me know, like when you're doing this stuff, you want to tear it more than you want to be cutting it. Obviously you can cut it, but then like you want to use like once you got a good layer on there, then you want to build up areas by tearing it, because then it kind of, you know, doesn't give you a crisp edge. So yeah, I've been doing that. If you haven't watched any videos before, how I mix that up, pretty much for every ounce you put 10 drops of the hardener in there, and mix it up real good, and then boom. I like to use like these because you put the brush in the bottom, and then you can, once it hardens, then you can just pull it all out. Usually is in one piece, sometimes not always. Depends on how much resin you have left in the bottom as to how well it'll come out. Like for instance, like that one right there. There was a lot left, but yeah. So now we're just going to let this thing dry, and then we will be back to probably put another layer on. Try and figure out where we got our low spots and hit all those again. I know I want to make this side really strong, just because it's going to have the hose connected to it, and it'll be, I mean, the whole thing needs to be strong because it's going to be mounted to these on these flanges, so I need to make sure those are strong as well. But yeah, I mean, that'll all get added on. But yeah, let's just keep going. Alright, so if all goes according to plan, I had to remove this. That sentence made no fucking sense. I'm losing my shit. Okay, so yeah, basically, you know how I said that that aluminum tape works real good? This is proof. Like, look at how there's none in there. I mean, the only one, because I didn't have any right here, so obviously the cereal box stuck there. It didn't over here, mostly because I don't think I went very wet. It was pretty wet over here, so it stuck. But I don't really care too much because I think this may end up in the cutting off spot, so that's not a big deal. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is, if we look, like if I hold this, you can see how it's flexing. It's solid in some spots, but it's definitely not very rigid right there. Like back here is all rigid because it's, you know, kind of boxy. Up here we got some curves, so we need to pretty much do a couple layers right here. I'm going to do it all from the inside here, because I kind of want to build on the inside as well, not just on the outside. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of get a couple layers on here. We'll probably do some layers on here, I mean this as well. This doesn't really need it, so we're going to focus mostly on like corners and all that good stuff. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get some more layers on. Alright, so this is kind of where we're at. So I did a layer over here, layer here, layer here. There's about like 2 layers and all up in here. And then I'm starting to put in this bridge right here, because this will be attached to the, like this will be pressing up against the thing. And I figured this will be the easiest way to get started on making like where the hole is going to be. I plan to probably make that as a second piece, and then we'll fiberglass that on last, because I need to like find something round. I'm thinking probably like this, and then put a couple bands of fiberglass around this to make up a spot that will fit inside of here, and then so that way that will slide right on. So if he's still not getting the picture, this thing is going to be feeding right into there. So yeah, that's the plan. So it'll feed into here, ram it in here, and then it'll come up. I'm gonna put like window, like that seal, like that foam seal. I'm gonna put that around the lip here, so that way, you know, it is forced to go through. It's not going to leak out any cracks. Should work good. So now we got to wait for this stuff to cure, and then we'll maybe try and get in there and get this thing stiffened up a little bit more. But yeah, that's where we're at. Alright, I'm just sitting here waiting for this thing to dry. And I just posted in Garageless Facebook group. If you're not a part of that, go ahead, go to there. Kind of get some behind the scenes bullshit. And if you want merchandise or anything like that, you can get a hold of me very easily there. So just search Garageless on Faceballs and you should be able to find me. But yeah. Or you can, I mean, well, that's the easiest way to get a hold of me, but there's also Instagram, Garageless_less, or Garage_less. But yeah, alright, I think we're dry, so let's get back to this. Okay, so I did like a little patch job over here, and then I used the sander to get this nice and level. So now when it's upside down, boom, can't even tell. So yeah, that's not too bad. And then over here we have the basically what's gonna attach to that. Hopefully that, I think it might be, I might screw this up a little bit. That might not go down very far on it. But we'll find out. So I'm gonna go ahead and it should be dry. Yep. Should good and hot. So now we're gonna go ahead and try and separate this guy out of there. I doubt the cardboard's gonna come off. I don't have any more of the aluminum stuff, so we're just gonna have to probably just sand it off or whatever, or just leave it. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, so let's get that off. Okay, we've made some progress. It's crazy that this was a cereal box and a borax box. But yeah, so this actually worked out pretty good. So I ended up having to like use the grinder to kind of narrow it at the bottom, because obviously it's a cup, it's tapered. I did thicken it up when I put, like, I did like a thick layer at the top, and then I did like a wider band. We'll probably have to thicken this up. I'll probably do it through this side. So now what I got to do is get all this, try and see what I can get off for this cardboard, and then we got to figure out the best way to go about me attaching this. I'm thinking we'll probably end up, yeah, I mean, it's going to have to get attached from the outside, so we'll probably like bring this out and then, you know, just attach it through all those means. Just kind of get as much in there as possible. So yeah, that's where we're at. Now let's just go ahead and do that. The only thing I do worry about is, like, obviously there's like a lip here. But it doesn't really, I don't think it really matters. I could actually just thicken all this up to match this. It's probably what I should have done, was actually make like this whole thing like one piece, and then you bolt them together. That would have been smart. But instead I'm going to make it all one piece like an idiot. So yeah, now let's go ahead and get this thing attached. Well, we gotta take off this backside first, and then I want to thicken up this, put a layer on the back here so this is nice and thick, because obviously once this is in there, it's pretty hard to access. So let's do that. Okay, so here we are. I got this thing. It's pretty much done. Other than, well, it's pretty much roughed up. This should work. Now all we got to do is pretty much figure out how we're going to mount. Probably going to have to weld tabs onto the actual thing. But yeah, I think what I just cleaned out this, and I think I'm going to probably slap some black paint on there and the inside. Not going to worry about the outside because or these flanges, because I may need to attach things to them. And I'm not going to worry about the outside because we're going to need to do some Bondo work because there's some holes. This doesn't go through, but it's a hole. I don't know, it's such a sharp edge I couldn't get it to work, so. But yeah, there it is. I'll get some black painted up in there and then we'll be back. Okay, so there it is. It's on there. Yeah, this thing should work out real freaking sweet. Boom. So then this thing's basically gonna go up underneath the behind the oil cooler like that, and then this thing's gonna come out around the side. So that should be sweet. Yeah. So you guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one.